Ladies and gentlemen, there is a power within you that remains untapped, waiting for the moment when you dare to act as if no force in the world could ever defeat you. Pause for a moment and imagine this a version of yourself who walks through life with the unshakable certainty of triumph, as though every challenge is already conquered and every obstacle has already yielded to your will. To act as unbeatable is not merely to feign confidence or mask fear, it is to align your very being with the reality you seek. The world around you does not respond to your struggles or your doubts. It bows to your conviction. When you assume the state of the unbeatable, you declare to life, I am not here to try. I am here to achieve. To claim your inner authority is to recognize that you are the supreme architect of your destiny. It begins with an understanding that no external force, no opinion, and no circumstance can define who you are unless you allow it. Your authority is not something that anyone else grants, it is something you must seize. It is a birthright, inherent in your very existence, but often overlooked as you navigate the opinions, expectations, and influences of the world around you. Imagine yourself as the sovereign ruler of your life. A ruler does not seek permission to govern their domain. They do not wait for approval to make decisions that shape their realm. In the same way, you must take charge of your thoughts, actions, and beliefs, knowing that they are the building blocks of your reality. The moment you stop outsourcing your power to others and start trusting in your own ability to decide and create, you step into a position of true authority. Claiming your inner authority begins with silencing the voices that have told you directly or indirectly that you are not enough. These voices may have come from society, family, or even your own mind. They whisper doubts and instill fear, convincing you that your value is determined by external achievements or the opinions of others. But these voices are illusions, mere echoes of limitations that were never yours to carry. To step into your authority, you must identify these limiting beliefs and discard them with unwavering conviction. This process also requires you to redefine your identity. Who are you when you strip away the roles you have been assigned? Who are you without the labels imposed by others? Your authority comes from your ability to see yourself not as a product of your environment, but as the creator of it. When you realize that your identity is fluid and can be molded by your thoughts and beliefs, you unlock a power that few dare to wield. Part of claiming your inner authority involves taking responsibility for every aspect of your life. Responsibility is not blame, it is power. When you acknowledge that you are the cause of your experiences, you also recognize that you have the power to change them. This mindset shift is transformative. No longer are you at the mercy of circumstances. Instead, you become the orchestrator of your fate. Action is another critical component of authority. It is not enough to recognize your power, you must also embody it. Every decision you make, every step you take, must reflect the belief that you are in control. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. When your thoughts, words, and actions all reflect the authority you hold, the world responds accordingly. Claiming your inner authority means trusting your intuition. Too often people look outward for answers that can only be found within. Your intuition is the voice of your higher self, the part of you that already knows the way forward. Trusting it requires courage, but it also cultivates strength. When you listen to your intuition and act on it, you solidify your role as the ultimate authority in your life. Shifting the narrative is the act of consciously rewriting the story you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of achieving. It is a deliberate decision to let go of the disempowering beliefs that have been dictating your thoughts and actions, and to replace them with a narrative that aligns with your highest potential. The stories we tell ourselves shape the reality we experience. They become the framework through which we interpret the world, respond to challenges, and envision our future. For most people, the narrative they live by is not one they chose, but one they inherited. It is shaped by early experiences, societal expectations, and external opinions. These inherited stories often carry limitations, instilling fear, doubt, or a sense of inadequacy. They may whisper, "You're not smart enough, you don't deserve success," or "You're bound to fail over time." These beliefs can become so deeply ingrained that they feel like truth. But they are not truth, they are merely constructs. and constructs can be dismantled and rebuilt. To shift the narrative, you must first become aware of it. Begin by observing your inner dialogue. What do you tell yourself when you face a challenge? What assumptions do you hold about your abilities, your worth, or your future? Awareness is the first step to change, because you cannot transform what you cannot see. When you identify the limiting stories that have been running your life, you take the first step toward freeing yourself from their grip. Once you've identified these limiting beliefs, the next step is to question them. Ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is it rooted in fact, or is it a story I've been telling myself for so long that I've mistaken it for reality? Often you'll find that these narratives crumble under scrutiny. They were never based on objective truth, but on fear, misunderstanding, or the opinions of others. With the old narrative exposed, you can begin to create a new one. This is not about denying reality or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about reframing your perspective so that your focus is on possibilities rather than limitations. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you might say, I am learning how to do this, instead of, I'm not good enough, you affirm. I am worthy of success and capable of growth. Words have power. And the words you choose to describe yourself and your journey will shape your experience of life. This shift requires repetition and consistency. The old narrative will attempt to reassert itself, especially in moments of doubt or struggle. But each time you catch yourself falling back into limiting thoughts, you have an opportunity to reaffirm your new story. Over time, this conscious practice rewires your mind, replacing disempowering patterns with empowering ones. Shifting the narrative is also about imagination. Visualize yourself living the life you desire. Picture the version of you who has already achieved your goals. How do they think, act, and feel? The more vividly you can imagine this new reality, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Your imagination is a powerful tool for change, and the stories you create in your mind become the blueprint for the life you build. Surround yourself with environments and influences that reinforce your new narrative. The people you interact with, the content you consume, and the spaces you inhabit all play a role in shaping your mindset. Choose influences that uplift and inspire you, and let them support you in crafting a story of empowerment and possibility. To assume the feeling of invincibility is to step into a state of being where doubt, fear, and hesitation no longer hold sway over your mind. It is not arrogance or denial of reality, but a profound alignment with the truth that nothing external has the power to defeat you unless you give it permission. This feeling is not dependent on your current circumstances. Rather, it is a conscious decision to embody the energy of someone who knows they are unstoppable, regardless of what appears before them. Assuming this feeling begins with awareness of your inner state. Too often, people let their emotions be dictated by external events, reacting to every challenge with stress, worry, or resignation. To feel invincible, you must reverse this process. Instead of reacting to the outside world, you generate a feeling within yourself that shapes your experience of the world. You decide how you feel, and that feeling becomes your guide. This process starts in your imagination. Close your eyes and visualize yourself as a person who cannot be defeated. See yourself walking through life with confidence, radiating a calm certainty that every step you take leads to victory. Picture obstacles dissolving in your presence and challenges transforming into opportunities for growth. The key is to make this visualization vivid and tangible. Feel it in your body, the ease of movement, the steady rhythm of your breath, the quiet strength in your posture. Your imagination is the training ground where invincibility is cultivated. Language plays a critical role in this transformation. The words you speak to yourself and about yourself have immense power. If you constantly say, I can't, I'm not sure, or this is too hard, you are reinforcing a narrative of weakness. To assume the feeling of invincibility, you must replace those words with ones that affirm your strength and capability. Say to yourself, I am strong, I can handle this, and everything I need is already within me. These affirmations, when repeated with conviction, reprogram your mind to reflect a sense of unwavering confidence. Your body also influences your feelings. Pay attention to how you carry yourself. When you slouch, avoid eye contact, or move hesitantly. You signal to your subconscious that you are uncertain or vulnerable. To feel invincible, stand tall, lift your head, and move with purpose. The mind and body are deeply connected, and by adopting a physical stance of strength, you encourage a mental state of confidence. Another important aspect of this practice is detachment from external validation. The feeling of invincibility comes not from the approval or recognition of others, but from an inner knowing that you are enough as you are. When you no longer seek to prove yourself to anyone else, you free yourself from the chains of insecurity. This detachment allows you to focus solely on your growth and progress without the fear of judgment or comparison. Assuming invincibility also involves embracing challenges rather than avoiding them. Challenges are not threats, they are opportunities to prove your strength and resilience. When you face a difficulty, remind yourself that it is an essential part of your growth. Each challenge overcome reinforces the feeling of invincibility, creating a feedback loop that strengthens your resolve. Practice gratitude for your inner power. Gratitude amplifies whatever it is directed toward. By being thankful for your strength, resilience, and courage, you reinforce those qualities within yourself. A grateful heart is a strong heart, and it nurtures the feeling of invincibility with every beat. To act beyond circumstance is to rise above the conditions of your present moment and operate from a mindset that transcends limitations. It is the recognition that your current situation does not define you and that your actions, driven by vision and belief, can reshape the reality you experience. Acting beyond circumstance is not about ignoring what is, it is about refusing to be confined by it. Circumstances are often deceptive. They appear fixed and immovable, like walls that block your path. But in truth, they are temporary reflections of past thoughts, decisions, and beliefs. They are not permanent, nor are they the ultimate authority over your life. To act beyond them is to acknowledge that while they may seem real, they are not the final word on what is possible for you. Your power lies in your ability to imagine a new reality and take actions aligned with that vision. The first step to acting beyond circumstance is shifting your focus from what is to what can be. Many people become trapped by their current conditions because they give them too much attention. They dwell on what they lack, the obstacles they face, or the struggles they endure, and in doing so, they reinforce those circumstances. To act beyond them, you must train your mind to see beyond the present moment. Visualize the outcome you desire as though it already exists. Feel the joy, confidence, and fulfillment that comes with it. This mental shift allows you to step out of the limitations of your current situation and into the boundless potential of what could be. Once your vision is clear, the next step is to act as if that vision is already true. This is not about pretending or denying reality. It is about aligning your actions with the reality you wish to create. For instance, if you desire financial abundance, but your current circumstances are challenging, begin to carry yourself with the confidence and clarity of someone who is financially secure. Make decisions that reflect abundance, even in small ways, and take steps that move you closer to your goal. Acting beyond circumstance requires courage, especially in the face of doubt and uncertainty. There will be moments when the gap between your current reality and your desired reality feels overwhelming. In these moments, it is essential to remind yourself that every great transformation begins with small, seemingly insignificant steps. The key is consistency. Each action you take, no matter how small, reinforces your belief in your ability to change your circumstances and builds momentum toward your vision. It is also crucial to detach from the need for immediate results. Acting beyond circumstance means trusting the process, even when evidence of change is not yet visible. Understand that the seeds you plant today will take time to grow. Your role is to nurture them with unwavering faith and determined action, knowing that the results will manifest in their due time. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences is another vital aspect of this practice. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your mindset and actions. Choose to engage with people, ideas, and spaces that uplift and inspire you. Seek out stories of those who have overcome seemingly insurmountable circumstances and let their journeys remind you of what is possible when you act beyond limitation. Understand that acting beyond circumstance is not just a one-time effort, but a way of life. It is a commitment to living from your highest potential, regardless of what the outside world may suggest. Each day offers an opportunity to choose vision over fear, action over stagnation, and possibility over limitation. To persist relentlessly is to embody an unshakable determination that no setback, obstacle, or delay can extinguish. It is the relentless pursuit of your vision, fueled by a deep inner knowing that success is inevitable as long as you do not give up. This persistence is not about brute force or sheer stubbornness. It is a focused, deliberate, and unwavering commitment to your purpose. It is the ability to keep moving forward even when the path ahead seems unclear or the odds appear stacked against you. Persistence begins with clarity of purpose. Without a clear goal, it is easy to become distracted or discouraged when challenges arise. When you know exactly what you are striving for and why it matters to you, your vision becomes a source of strength. This clarity transforms your persistence into something more than mere effort. It becomes a reflection of your belief in the value and possibility of your dream. Challenges are inevitable on the path to achievement, but they are not reasons to stop. They are opportunities to grow. Each obstacle you encounter carries within it a lesson, a chance to strengthen your resolve, refine your approach, or expand your understanding. To persist relentlessly means seeing these challenges not as roadblocks but as stepping stones. They are part of the process, not the end of the journey. The key to relentless persistence is managing your mindset. Doubt and fear will attempt to infiltrate your thoughts, whispering that you are not capable, that your efforts are in vain, or that the time to give up has arrived. In these moments, it is crucial to master your inner dialogue. Replace doubt with affirmations of strength, and replace fear with reminders of past victories. Your mind must become a fortress, a place where only thoughts of resilience and success are allowed to dwell. Consistency is the backbone of persistence. It is not about grand gestures or occasional bursts of effort. It is about showing up every day, regardless of how you feel or what the circumstances are. Even small actions, taken consistently over time, have the power to create monumental change. The act of persistence is itself a declaration to the universe that you are serious about your goal. And it is this consistency that ultimately transforms desire into reality. Surround yourself with reminders of your capability and your vision. Create a physical or mental space filled with symbols of your success, a vision board, affirmations, or even stories of others who have achieved greatness through perseverance. These reminders keep your focus sharp and your motivation high, even when external circumstances seem uncooperative. Resilience is also a vital component of persistence. There will be moments when progress feels slow, when setbacks feel crushing, and when giving up feels like the easier option. In these moments, remind yourself that persistence is not about never falling, it is about always rising again. Each time you get back up, you reinforce your power and your commitment to your dream. To persist relentlessly by keeping your energy aligned with your goal, thou take care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being so that you have the strength to continue. Rest when needed, but never stop. Trust that the effort you are investing is building momentum, even if the results are not yet visible. Every step, every action, and every ounce of determination brings you closer to the realization of your vision. To embody gratitude for victory is to live in a state of appreciation for the success that you know is already yours. Gratitude is a powerful force that aligns your energy with the outcomes you desire, drawing them closer to you through the law of attraction. This is not just a superficial acknowledgement of blessings, but a deep, heartfelt recognition of the victory that exists in your imagination and is waiting to materialize. By embodying gratitude now, you demonstrate faith in the unseen and open yourself to the flow of abundance. Gratitude begins with the understanding that your victories, no matter how small, are steps toward the fulfillment of your grandest aspirations. When you appreciate each step of the journey, you create a mindset of abundance rather than lack. This perspective shifts your focus away from what you do not have and places it firmly on the progress you are making. Every action, no matter how minor, becomes an opportunity to celebrate, reinforcing the belief that success is inevitable. To embody gratitude for victory, start by visualizing your desired outcome as if it has already happened. Picture yourself standing in the reality you have worked toward, feeling the emotions of triumph and fulfillment. Imagine the people congratulating you, the sense of accomplishment swelling within you, and the peace that comes from knowing you achieved what you set out to do. As you hold this vision in your mind, allow gratitude to flow through you, as though the victory is already yours. This practice is not limited to mental exercises, it extends into your daily actions. Speak and act as someone who is already victorious. Let your words reflect confidence and assurance, and let your actions mirror the habits of someone who has achieved their goals. When you carry yourself with this energy, you align your external reality with your internal state of gratitude, accelerating the manifestation of your success. Gratitude is also a tool for navigating challenges. When setbacks arise, instead of viewing them as failures, approach them with appreciation for the lessons they offer. Each obstacle contains the seeds of growth and resilience, and by expressing gratitude for these experiences, you reframe them as essential parts of your journey. This perspective allows you to maintain a positive and empowered mindset, even in the face of adversity. Your gratitude should also extend to the people and resources that support your path to victory. Recognize the contributions of those who encourage you, inspire you, or provide guidance along the way. A simple thank you, whether spoken aloud or written privately, strengthens your relationships and fosters an environment of mutual support and abundance. In embodying gratitude, you also create a state of openness and receptivity. Gratitude signals to the universe that you are ready to receive even more what you are grateful for. It shifts your vibration to one of abundance, making it easier for opportunities, ideas, and connections to flow into your life. This openness transforms your victories into stepping stones for even greater achievements. By focusing on gratitude for your victories, you elevate your emotional state. Gratitude has a calming and energizing effect, helping you maintain balance and enthusiasm as you move forward. It reinforces the belief that you are worthy of success and that the universe is working in your favor. This belief, combined with consistent action, creates a momentum that propels you toward your goals with confidence and joy. Remember that gratitude is not a destination but a way of life. It is a mindset that shapes your perception of the world and your place in it. When you detach from the how, you free yourself from the limitations of your current perspective. The mind often seeks to calculate and predict outcomes based on past experiences, but this approach can only take you so far. True manifestation involves tapping into infinite possibilities, many of which are beyond the scope of logical planning. By surrendering the how, you invite the universe to work in ways that surpass your expectations, often delivering results through paths you never imagined. The key to detachment lies in maintaining unwavering focus on your desired outcome. See it in your mind's eye with vivid clarity. Feel the emotions associated with its realization: joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. As you immerse yourself in this vision, remind yourself that the means to achieve it are not your burden to bear. Your role is to hold the vision and take inspired actions as they come to you. Detachment does not mean passivity. It is an active state of trust and alignment. You remain open and receptive, listening for intuitive nudges and recognizing opportunities as they arise. These moments of inspiration often come when you least expect them, guiding you toward the next step on your journey. The more you trust in this process, the more you develop a sense of ease and flow, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly. Clinging to the how often leads to frustration and self-doubt. When you attempt to force a specific method or timeline, you create resistance that can block the very outcomes you seek. This resistance arises from fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of losing control. Detachment dissolves this fear, replacing it with faith in the larger picture. You recognize that the details are being handled, and that your job is to remain steadfast in your belief and action. An essential aspect of detachment is releasing the need for immediate results. Trusting the process means understanding that timing is as important as the method. Sometimes delays are necessary for the right conditions to align. When you detach from the how, You allow these conditions to manifest in their own time, creating an environment where success is not only possible but inevitable. To support your detachment, practice mindfulness and gratitude in the present moment. Appreciate what you have and where you are, even as you strive for more. This duality being content, while pursuing growth, creates a powerful energy that attracts abundance. It allows you to act from a place of joy and confidence rather than desperation or anxiety. Surround yourself with reminders of the power of faith and surrender. Read stories of others who have achieved their goals in unexpected ways. Let these examples reinforce your belief that the universe has infinite resources and methods to deliver your desires. By detaching from the how, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and expand your capacity for creativity and receptivity. You open yourself to the vast network of possibilities that exist beyond your current understanding, allowing the universe to surprise you with outcomes far greater than you could have planned. Refusing to entertain doubt is a cornerstone of unwavering faith and deliberate manifestation. Doubt is the shadow that creeps in, whispering limitations and questioning your worthiness. It thrives on hesitation and fear, undermining the certainty required to align with your goals. When you choose to refuse doubt a place in your mind, you take a stand for your vision and claim the authority to shape your reality. This act of discipline is not about denial or avoidance, but about consciously directing your focus toward belief and possibility. Doubt often arises when the external world does not immediately reflect your internal desires. Perhaps circumstances seem unfavorable, or progress appears slow. In these moments, it's tempting to question whether your goals are achievable. This is when refusing to entertain doubt becomes most crucial. Instead of yielding to negative thoughts, reaffirm your belief in the unseen. Remember that appearances are fleeting, and that the foundation of all creation begins in the invisible realm of your imagination. Refusing doubt requires cultivating a strong inner dialogue. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality, and what you nurture will grow. Replace doubts with affirmations of confidence and trust. Speak to yourself as though your success is inevitable. I am capable. I am worthy. It is already mine. Each time doubt attempts to intrude, counter it with statements of conviction. This mental discipline strengthens your resolve and prevents you from sabotaging your progress with uncertainty. Another powerful tool in rejecting doubt is visualization. Regularly immerse yourself in the experience of your desired outcome. See it, feel it, and engage with it as if it has already happened. This practice not only reinforces your belief, but also diminishes the space for doubt to exist. The mind cannot hold conflicting states at once. When it is filled with certainty, doubt cannot linger. It's important to recognize that doubt often stems from external influences. Voices of skepticism, past disappointments, or societal limitations can plant seeds of uncertainty in your mind. To counter this, surround yourself with environments and people that support your growth. Seek out mentors, stories of triumph, and affirming spaces that remind you of what's possible. Limit your exposure to negativity, and be intentional about what you allow to shape your thoughts. Refusing to entertain doubt does not mean ignoring legitimate challenges. It means addressing them with the mindset of a problem solver rather than a victim. When obstacles arise, approach them as opportunities for growth and learning. Trust that solutions will reveal themselves, and that every setback contains a potential for a breakthrough. This perspective transforms doubt into a tool for resilience and adaptability. Another critical aspect of rejecting doubt is anchoring yourself in your purpose. When your goals are deeply aligned with your values and passions, your sense of commitment intensifies. This clarity strengthens your conviction, making it easier to dismiss doubts that question the validity of your aspirations. Practice gratitude as a shield against doubt. Gratitude roots you in abundance and reinforces the belief that good things are already unfolding. Celebrate small victories along the way, recognizing them as proof that you are on the right path. This practice not only fuels your momentum, but also reminds you of the infinite possibilities that exist when you refuse to let doubt take hold. Radiating confidence is more than a mere display of assurance. It is the energetic language through which you declare to the world that you are ready, capable, and aligned with your highest potential. Confidence is not born from perfection, but from a deep understanding of your inherent power and the belief that you are enough as you are. When you embody confidence, you magnetize opportunities, relationships, and circumstances that resonate with your self-assured energy. True confidence begins within. It is not dependent on external validation or fleeting achievements, but arises from the conviction that you can navigate any situation with poise and determination. This conviction comes from trusting yourself and the abilities you have cultivated over time. Even when faced with new challenges, the confident individual embraces them as opportunities to grow rather than as threats to their worth. To radiate confidence, start by shifting your posture and physical presence. Stand tall with your shoulders back and your head held high. Your body language communicates your internal state to both yourself and others. A confident stance sends a powerful message of strength and certainty. When you move with intention, speak clearly, and maintain steady eye contact, you project an aura of authority and competence that others instinctively respect. Confidence is also deeply tied to the way you speak to yourself. Your internal dialogue has the power to uplift or undermine you. To radiate confidence, cultivate a habit of empowering self-talk. Instead of dwelling on fears or perceived shortcomings, affirm your abilities and focus on your strengths. Remind yourself of past successes and the challenges you have overcome. This practice reinforces your belief in your capacity to succeed, even in uncertain circumstances. Visualization is another potent tool for building and radiating confidence. See yourself in your mind's eye as the most capable, poised version of yourself. Imagine handling situations with ease, making decisions with clarity, and inspiring others through your presence. The more vividly you see yourself in this light, the more your subconscious mind adopts this image as your reality, allowing you to embody confidence naturally. Confidence is contagious. When you radiate it, you inspire others to trust you and themselves. Progress, no matter how small, as each step forward builds the foundation of self-assurance. Over time, this cumulative effort creates an unshakable confidence that emanates from within. Radiating confidence requires consistency. It is not a single act, but a state of being that you cultivate daily through your thoughts, actions, and choices. To conquer yourself is to gain mastery over your mind, emotions, and actions. It is the foundation of all true success, as it sets the stage for everything else in life. Without self-mastery, external accomplishments can feel hollow, as they lack the inner strength and alignment necessary for lasting fulfillment. When you conquer yourself, you become your greatest ally rather than your own worst enemy. This internal victory is not one of force, but of understanding, discipline, and alignment with your highest potential. The first step in conquering yourself is understanding your own thoughts and beliefs. Your mind is a powerful tool, and it shapes the way you perceive the world and react to circumstances. Often we are driven by subconscious patterns and outdated beliefs that do not serve our highest good. Conquering yourself begins by recognizing these mental patterns and replacing limiting thoughts with empowering ones. Instead of believing you are not capable, remind yourself of your strengths and past successes. Instead of entertaining thoughts of doubt or fear, choose to affirm your resilience and capacity for growth. Your emotions are another area where self-mastery is crucial. The emotions, while valuable signals, should not control your actions. To conquer yourself means learning to manage your emotions rather than being swept away by them. When you can observe your emotions without letting them dictate your behavior, you gain the power to respond consciously rather than react impulsively. This allows you to make decisions from a place of clarity rather than from a place of fear, frustration, or anger. It means recognizing when you're emotionally triggered and taking the necessary steps to center yourself before proceeding. Self-discipline is the bridge between intention and action. It is easy to have grand plans and dreams, but without discipline, those dreams remain just that, dreams. Conquering yourself means having the willpower to follow through on your commitments, even when the initial excitement fades or obstacles arise. This requires consistency in your habits, even on the days when motivation seems lacking. It means choosing what aligns with your long-term vision over momentary desires. The ability to stay disciplined in the face of distractions and temptations is a key indicator of self-mastery. Conquering yourself also involves taking responsibility for your actions and choices. When you accept that you are the creator of your reality, you no longer blame others or external circumstances for your outcomes. You understand that everything you experience is a result of the choices you've made, and with that understanding comes the power to change course at any time. This self-awareness fosters an attitude of accountability that propels you toward growth and progress, as you are no longer bound by the past, but empowered by the present moment to create a new future. A crucial aspect of self-conquest is learning to embrace discomfort. Growth rarely occurs in comfort zones. To conquer yourself means to willingly face challenges and to push beyond your limits. It means stepping into the unknown with the belief that you are capable of navigating whatever comes your way. This doesn't mean seeking discomfort for its own sake, but recognizing that every challenge you face is an opportunity to develop strength, resilience, and wisdom. Finally, conquering yourself is about alignment with your true values and purpose. It means living authentically and making choices that reflect your deepest desires and beliefs. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your highest self, you experience a sense of harmony and purpose. You no longer feel conflicted or divided within yourself, but are fully engaged in the process of becoming who you were always meant to be. Conquering yourself is not a destination, it is an ongoing journey of growth, awareness, and empowerment. It is the foundation that supports every success, every victory, and every breakthrough in your life. By mastering your mind, emotions, and actions, you unlock your true potential and become the person capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. The power to shape your reality lies within you, and the first step to manifesting your dreams is to conquer yourself. When you take control of your inner world, the outer world follows suit, and you begin to experience life from a place of unwavering strength, clarity, and purpose. Remember, the greatest victory is the one over yourself, for when you conquer yourself, nothing can stand in your way. Thank you for taking the time to be present and embrace the journey of self-mastery. It's an honor to share this message with you, and I trust that it will inspire and empower you to take the next step toward conquering yourself. Your commitment to growth and transformation is commendable, and I encourage you to continue trusting in your ability to create the life you desire. Always remember that the power to change, evolve, and succeed lies within you. Keep moving forward with confidence, and know that you are capable of achieving everything you set out to do. Thank you once again, and I wish you all the best on your path to self-conquest. Imagine for a moment that the entirety of existence begins and ends within you. There is no power external to you that shapes your reality. The Creator, the Sustainer, and the Ruler of the universe is not some distant, untouchable force. It is the very essence of your being. You are not separate from the source of all creation. You are that source. This truth, when understood, transforms everything. It invites you to step into the role of divine authority over your life, no longer waiting for the world to grant you permission to thrive. To create is to imagine. Every vision, every dream, every fleeting thought is an act of creation. Your imagination is not a passive daydreaming tool. It is the origin of all that you experience. What you persistently hold in your mind will materialize in your world. Do you seek love? Imagine it vividly. Do you long for abundance? Feel its reality within you now. As the Creator, you bring forth the unseen into the visible by assuming it is already done. The key is belief and unshakable conviction that what you imagine is more real than what your senses presently perceive. Creation does not end with imagination. To sustain your desired reality, you must nurture it with unwavering faith. Every moment you dwell on a state, you feed it energy, allowing it to grow. This is why your thoughts and emotions are sacred. You sustain what you focus on, whether it be joy or despair, wealth or lack, love or fear. The choice is always yours. Guard your inner world with vigilance, for what you sustain in mind will manifest in time. When doubts creep in, and they will remember that the sustainer is constant, you must persist, knowing that the unseen forces are always aligning to bring your vision to life. As the ruler, you hold the authority to command the direction of your life. This power is not granted to you by another, it is inherent. You govern not by force, but by the quiet dominion of assumption. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and walk through your day as though it were already true. Rule over your thoughts with clarity and purpose. When the world reflects chaos, remind yourself that the outer world is but a shadow of the inner. To change it, you need only revise the story you tell yourself. The ruler does not beg or plead, the ruler declares. Speak with authority, for the universe is ever obedient to the commands of the one who knows their power. It may feel audacious to claim that you are the creator, sustainer, and ruler of the universe, yet there is no greater truth. All that you see, all that you touch, and all that you experience originates from within you. So today, take responsibility for your life. Embrace your role as the architect of your reality. Decide now to create beauty, to sustain joy, and to rule with wisdom. The power is not out there. It has never been. It is in you. You are the creator. You are the sustainer. You are the ruler. All that exists bends to the will of your imagination, your belief, and your persistence. Imagination is not a trivial escape from reality. It is the foundation upon which all reality is built. Everything you experience in your life, whether joy or sorrow, abundance or lack, love or isolation, begins as a seed in the fertile soil of your mind. This seed is your imagination, the divine creative faculty that has been entrusted to you. It is the starting point of every great achievement, every miraculous transformation, and every shift in consciousness. When you imagine, you are not merely entertaining idle thoughts. You are actively shaping the unseen forces of the universe. Imagination is the womb of creation, where ideas, dreams, and desires take form. Consider this: there is nothing in your physical world that did not first exist in the realm of imagination. The homes you live in, the relationships you cherish, and even the challenges you face were first conceived as thoughts. Imagination does not operate in isolation. It is a channel through which your inner state communicates with the outer world. The images you hold in your mind become blueprints that the universe faithfully follows. This is why imagination is not just a passive activity but a sacred responsibility. You cannot afford to let your imagination run unchecked or be dominated by fear and limitation. Instead, you must cultivate it with intention, allowing only those visions that uplift and empower to take root. The most powerful aspect of imagination is its ability to transcend the constraints of time and space. In the realm of imagination, you are not bound by the conditions of the present moment. You can mentally project yourself into a future where your desires are already fulfilled. By doing so, you begin to align your energy with that reality. Imagination allows you to experience in advance the joy, freedom, and abundance you wish to manifest. This mental rehearsal sets the stage for physical manifestation. Every time you imagine, you are planting seeds in the invisible realm. These seeds, when nourished with faith and persistence, grow into tangible experiences. But this process requires precision. The images you create must be vivid and detailed, as though you are painting a masterpiece with your mind. The more you immerse yourself in the feeling of your imagined reality, the stronger the impression you leave on the fabric of existence. It is important to understand that imagination is not limited by what your senses perceive. The physical world may suggest limitations, but your imagination knows no bounds. It is infinite in its capacity to create. The mistake many make is allowing their imagination to be dominated by their current circumstances. They replay the same scenarios in their minds, reinforcing the very situations they wish to escape. This is not the way of the Creator. To wield the power of imagination effectively, you must detach from the external world and turn inward. Close your eyes to what is and open your mind to what could be. Begin to see yourself as you wish to be, living in the circumstances you desire. Do not merely see these images, feel them as real. Hear the sounds, smell the scents, and immerse yourself in the sensations of your imagined reality. the more vivid and real your mental experience, the more powerfully it imprints upon the universe. Imagination is the source of creation because it taps into the infinite potential within you. You are not creating something out of nothing, you are drawing from the limitless reservoir of possibilities that already exist. The act of imagining is like tuning a radio to the frequency of your desired reality. Once you align with it, that reality begins to materialize in your life. The world around you is not fixed, it is malleable, shaped by the images you consistently hold in your mind. Imagination allows you to rewrite the script of your life. No matter where you are or what challenges you face, you can begin anew through the power of imagination. It is your greatest tool for transformation, your direct line to the creative force of the universe. In every moment you are imagining something, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is, are you imagining what you desire, or are you reinforcing what you fear? The key is to take control of your imagination and direct it toward your highest vision. Faith is the unseen force that bridges the gap between imagination and reality. While imagination initiates the act of creation, faith is what sustains it, breathing life into the visions that begin in your mind. Without faith, even the most vivid imagination cannot endure the tests of time and doubt. Faith is the fuel that keeps your desires alive when circumstances seem to contradict them, and it is the anchor that holds your vision steady amidst the storms of uncertainty. Faith is not blind optimism or wishful thinking. It is a deep, unshakable conviction that what you have imagined is already real, even if it is not yet visible to the senses. It is a knowing that transcends logic and appearances, rooted in the understanding that your inner world governs your outer experience. This knowing empowers you to persist in your desires, even when the world around you suggests otherwise. The essence of faith lies in its ability to sustain the unseen until it becomes seen. When you plant a seed in the soil, you do not doubt that it will grow. You water it, nurture it, and trust that in time it will sprout and bear fruit. Faith operates in much the same way. Once you have imagined your desired reality, you must nurture it with unwavering belief. This belief acts as the sunlight and water that allow your vision to flourish. Faith is active, not passive. It requires a deliberate effort to remain aligned with the reality you have imagined. Doubts will arise, as they are a natural part of the human experience. The outer world may present challenges that seem to contradict your inner vision. Yet faith does not waver in the face of these contradictions. Instead, it reaffirms the truth of what has been imagined, holding steadfast to the feeling of its fulfillment. Faith is not dependent on evidence. In fact, true faith often exists in the absence of evidence. It does not wait for signs or external validation to believe it creates the conditions for those signs to appear. This is the paradox of faith. You must believe in the reality of your desire before there is any physical proof of it. This belief, when held with conviction, becomes the force that calls forth the evidence you seek. The sustaining power of faith lies in its ability to keep you emotionally and mentally aligned with your desired outcome. When you have faith, you do not waver between hope and doubt. You remain rooted in the feeling of certainty, as though the outcome is already a fact. This consistency is what allows your desire to gain momentum and manifest in the physical world. Faith also protects your vision from the corrosive influence of fear and negativity. When you encounter setbacks or delays, it is easy to let doubt creep in and erode your belief. But faith acts as a shield, reminding you that the outer world is merely a reflection of your inner state and that any challenge is temporary. It allows you to see beyond the present moment, focusing instead on the inevitable fulfillment of your desire. Faith is deeply tied to persistence. To sustain your vision, you must continually return to the feeling of its reality, even when circumstances appear contrary. This persistence is not a forceful effort, but a gentle, consistent practice of aligning with the truth of your desire. Each time you reaffirm your belief, you strengthen the connection between your inner vision and its outer manifestation. In the same way that a steady flame can light an entire room, faith illuminates the path toward your desires. It provides clarity in moments of doubt and strength in times of uncertainty. It is the quiet confidence that allows you to move forward, knowing that all things are working together for your good. Faith transforms waiting into a sacred act. When you have faith, you are not passively hoping for your desires to materialize, you are actively expecting them. This expectation changes the way you carry yourself. It infuses your thoughts, words, and actions with the energy of fulfillment, drawing your desires closer with every step you take. Faith is the invisible thread that ties your imagination to reality, ensuring that what you have envisioned remains alive and vibrant in your mind. It sustains the energy of creation, allowing your vision to unfold in perfect timing. Focus is the force that gives shape and direction to the energy of creation. It acts as a lens, concentrating the power of imagination and faith into a single, unwavering stream. Without focus, even the strongest desires remain scattered, unable to gather the momentum necessary for manifestation. Focus is what organizes your thoughts and emotions, aligning them with your vision and channeling them into tangible results. In the vast expanse of possibilities that exist within the universe, your focus serves as the selector of reality. It is through focus that you choose which potential outcomes to bring into existence. Your mind is a powerful instrument, but its power depends on your ability to direct it with intention. When your focus is divided or constantly shifting, the energy you send out becomes diluted. This weakens the connection between your inner vision and its outer expression, delaying or even preventing manifestation. Focus requires clarity. You must first be certain of what you want to experience, for a mind that wavers between conflicting desires cannot manifest a single outcome with precision. Clarity acts as a beacon, guiding your focus and ensuring that your energy remains aligned with your chosen path. When you know exactly what you desire, your focus becomes sharper, like a magnifying glass concentrating sunlight to ignite a flame. The key to maintaining focus is understanding the power of attention. Whatever you give your attention to, you amplify. If your focus is on what you lack, you will attract more lack. If your focus is on what you desire, you will attract that desire into your life. This is not merely a philosophical idea, but a universal principle. The energy of your focus flows where your attention goes, and it shapes your experiences accordingly. Focus is not about forcing your mind to stay rigidly on one thought, but rather about cultivating a consistent and deliberate awareness of your desired reality. It is a gentle yet persistent return to the feeling of having already achieved your desire. This practice strengthens the connection between your inner state and the external world, allowing your vision to take root and flourish. Distractions are the greatest threat to focus, and they come in many forms: doubt, fear, negativity, and the influence of others. The outer world is filled with competing demands for your attention, and if you allow these distractions to dominate, your focus will waver. To master focus, you must learn to turn inward, away from the noise of the external world, and anchor your attention on your vision. This inner alignment is what keeps your energy flowing steadily toward your desired outcome. Focus is not only about what you think, but also about how you feel. Your emotions are an essential part of the creative process, amplifying the power of your thoughts. When your focus is aligned with joy, gratitude, and anticipation, your emotions act as a catalyst, accelerating the manifestation of your desires. Conversely, if your focus is clouded by worry or frustration, those emotions can slow down or disrupt the process. Visualization is a powerful tool for enhancing focus. By creating a mental picture of your desired reality, you give your mind a clear and vivid target to aim for. The more detailed and emotionally charged this visualization is, the more effectively it guides your focus. Visualizing your goals as already accomplished strengthens your belief in their reality, making it easier to sustain your focus over time. Focus also requires discipline. It is not enough to direct your thoughts and feelings toward your vision once or twice. You must do so consistently. This does not mean obsessing over your desires, but rather maintaining a steady, confident awareness of their fulfillment. Each moment of focus builds upon the last, creating a cumulative effect that brings your vision closer to realization. Faith and focus work hand in hand. Faith provides the foundation of belief, while focus keeps your attention fixed on that belief. Together, they create a powerful synergy that drives manifestation. When your focus is aligned with your faith, you become unstoppable, for you are no longer swayed by doubt or circumstance. Focus transforms the invisible into the visible. It bridges the gap between imagination and manifestation by maintaining a clear and unwavering connection to your vision. Just as a sculptor chisels away at a block of stone to reveal a masterpiece, your focus shapes and refines your desires until they take form in the physical world. Assumption is the silent architect of your reality. It operates as a subconscious force, determining the experiences and circumstances that unfold in your life. What you assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, shapes the lens through which you perceive the world and sets the foundation for what manifests in your reality. Assumptions are not passive thoughts, they are beliefs endued with certainty, and they act as the blueprint for creation. At its core, assumption is the acceptance of a state as real before any external evidence confirms it. It is the seed you plant in the fertile soil of imagination, and once planted it begins to grow, drawing the necessary conditions and events into your experience. Your reality is not formed by chance or external forces, but by the assumptions you hold as true. The power of assumption lies in its ability to override external appearances. The world you see around you is a reflection of past assumptions that have crystallized into form. If you wish to change your reality, you must begin by changing the assumptions you hold within. This is not a process of forcing the outer world to conform, but of shifting your inner state to align with the reality you desire. Assumption works through the principle of self-fulfilling prophecy. When you assume something to be true, your thoughts, emotions, and actions unconsciously align with that assumption, creating the conditions for its manifestation. For example, if you assume that success is inevitable, you carry yourself with confidence and make decisions that lead to success. Conversely, if you assume failure, your thoughts and actions will reflect that belief, and failure will follow. This is why it is essential to examine the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world. Many of these assumptions are formed unconsciously, shaped by past experiences, societal conditioning, or the influence of others. Yet, once an assumption takes root, it continues to shape your reality until you consciously choose to change it. The first step in harnessing the power of assumption is awareness. You must become aware of the beliefs and assumptions that govern your life. Pay attention to the recurring patterns and themes in your experiences, for they reveal the underlying assumptions at play. Once you identify these assumptions, you can begin the process of replacing them with new ones that align with the reality you wish to create. The act of assuming is not a passive one. It requires deliberate focus and imagination. To assume a new reality, you must enter the state of its fulfillment in your mind and feel as though it is already true. This feeling of certainty is what gives power to the assumption, turning it from a mere thought into a creative force. When you assume the feeling of your desire is already realized, you activate the creative process that brings it into form. Assumption shapes reality because it determines your vibrational state. The universe responds to your state of being, not to your words or desires. When your assumption is rooted in the feeling of fulfillment, your vibration aligns with the reality you wish to experience, and the universe mirrors that state back to you. This is why it is said that you do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. It is also important to sustain your assumption, especially in the face of contradicting evidence. The outer world often lags behind the inner shift, and during this period doubt can arise. However, persistence in your assumption is key. By holding firm to the feeling of your desire as already fulfilled, you maintain the energy that allows it to manifest. This is not an act of force, but of faith, a quiet, unwavering trust in the power of your assumption. Assumptions do not operate in isolation, they are interconnected. A single assumption can ripple through every aspect of your life, influencing your relationships, career, health, and more. For example, an assumption of unworthiness can create barriers in all areas of life, while an assumption of abundance can open doors to countless opportunities. This interconnectedness underscores the importance of cultivating assumptions that support and uplift you. To assume is to create. It is a process of becoming the person who already has the life you desire. When you assume a new state of being, you embody the qualities, feelings, and beliefs of that state. This embodiment is what transforms your inner world, and in time it reshapes the outer world to reflect the new reality you have claimed. Your inner authority is the sovereign power that shapes the outer world. It is the unwavering sense of dominion over your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions, a recognition that you are the ultimate creator of your reality. This authority does not seek control over external circumstances directly, but instead governs the inner realm, where all creation begins. When you exercise inner authority, you align yourself with the truth that the outer world is but a mirror of your inner state, and by commanding your internal world, you influence and shape the external with precision. The foundation of inner authority is self-awareness. Without a clear understanding of the thoughts and feelings that occupy your mind, you cannot take command of them. Many live their lives ruled by reactive patterns, responding to the external world as though they are victims of circumstance. Yet, true power lies in recognizing that your thoughts precede your experiences. It is not the events of the outer world that dictate your life, but the meaning you assign to them within your mind. Inner authority begins with the deliberate choice to assume responsibility for your internal state. This is not a passive process. It requires conscious effort and discipline. You must decide to no longer allow fear, doubt, or negativity to rule your mind. Instead, you assert your authority by choosing thoughts that align with the reality you desire. By doing so, you set a new standard for the energy you project into the world, and the outer world responds accordingly. Commanding the outer world through inner authority is not about force but alignment. The external reality you experience is the result of the vibrational frequency you emit. This frequency is determined by the thoughts, emotions, and beliefs you hold within. When your inner world is chaotic or filled with resistance, the outer world reflects this chaos back to you. But when your inner authority establishes peace, clarity, and purpose within, the outer world begins to mirror these qualities. To wield inner authority, you must cultivate a sense of self-certainty. This means trusting in your power to create and sustain the reality you choose. Doubt undermines inner authority, for it introduces conflicting vibrations that weaken the connection between your inner state and the outer manifestation. Certainty, on the other hand, solidifies this connection, creating a direct path for your desires to unfold in the physical world. A key practice in establishing inner authority is mastery over your reactions. The outer world often presents challenges and circumstances that appear beyond your control. However, your response to these situations is always within your power. When you react from a place of fear or frustration, you surrender your authority to the external. But when you respond with calmness and confidence, you reaffirm your dominion over your inner state, ensuring that the outer world remains a reflection of your deliberate intent, rather than a chaotic reaction. Inner authority also requires a clear vision of the reality you wish to command. Without a definite purpose, your energy becomes scattered, unable to focus on a singular outcome. By creating a vivid and detailed vision of your desired reality, you give your inner authority a clear directive to follow. This vision acts as a blueprint, guiding your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward its realization. Another essential aspect of inner authority is the ability to detach from the need to control the how of manifestation. The outer world operates through intricate and often unseen processes, orchestrating events and circumstances in response to your inner state. Your role is not to dictate the external details, but to maintain unwavering authority over your internal state. Trust that the outer world will conform to your inner vision in the most harmonious way possible. Inner authority is also strengthened through self-discipline. This involves consistently choosing thoughts and beliefs that empower you, even when external appearances seem to contradict your desires. Discipline is the practice of returning to your inner center, of reaffirming your authority over your mind, no matter what distractions or challenges arise. With discipline, your inner state becomes an unshakable fortress, impervious to the shifting conditions of the outer world. Inner authority is deeply connected to self-love and worthiness. You cannot command the outer world if you do not believe yourself deserving of the reality you wish to create. Your sense of worth establishes the boundaries of what you allow yourself to receive. When you claim your worthiness with conviction, your inner authority radiates confidence. and the outer world aligns to meet your expectations. By claiming and exercising your inner authority, you unlock the power to command the outer world effortlessly. Through mastery of your inner realm, you take full ownership of your creative potential. As the ruler of your inner kingdom, you hold the key to shaping the experiences and circumstances that define your reality. The words you speak are not mere sounds, they are carriers of intention, energy, and authority. When you speak with conviction and power, you command the attention of the universe and align your inner world with your desires. Speech is one of the most potent tools you possess for shaping reality, but its effectiveness depends entirely on the energy with which it is delivered. Conviction imbues your words with life, transforming them from empty declarations into potent decrees that influence both your internal state and external circumstances. To speak with conviction is to speak from a place of certainty. This certainty is not rooted in external evidence, but in an unshakable belief in your own creative power. When you declare something with absolute faith, you project a vibration that resonates with the reality you wish to create. The universe responds to this vibration, arranging circumstances to reflect the energy of your words. Without conviction, speech becomes weak and ineffective, diluted by doubt and hesitation. Speaking with power begins with clarity. You must know exactly what you desire and articulate it with precision. Ambiguity in your words reflects ambiguity in your mind, and the outer world cannot respond to unclear intentions. When your words are clear and specific, they act as a laser, cutting through confusion and directing energy toward a singular outcome. This clarity not only focuses your own mind, but also signals to the universe the exact nature of your desires. The tone of your speech is equally important. Words spoken in doubt or fear carry a low vibration that weakens their creative potential. In contrast, words spoken with confidence, enthusiasm, and passion elevate your vibration and align you with the state of fulfillment. Your tone conveys your belief in your own authority. It communicates to yourself and the world that you are certain of your ability to bring your desires into reality. The power of speech also lies in its ability to reinforce your internal state. When you speak affirmations with conviction, you impress them upon your subconscious mind, which begins to operate in alignment with the reality you are declaring. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts as truth whatever you consistently and powerfully affirm. By speaking with conviction, you program your subconscious to align with your desires, and this alignment is reflected in your external experiences. To master the art of powerful speech, you must also be mindful of the language you use. Words are not neutral, they carry vibrations that either empower or disempower. Negative or limiting language reinforces unwanted states, while positive and expansive language uplifts and inspires. For example, instead of saying, "I hope this works," declare, "It is already working." Instead of saying, "I don't want to fail," affirm, "I am succeeding." Choose words that affirm your desired reality and speak them as though they are already true. The rhythm and cadence of your speech also influence its power. Words spoken in a deliberate, steady manner convey authority and confidence, while rushed or hesitant speech suggests uncertainty. When you speak with a deliberate rhythm, you create a sense of calm and control that amplifies the impact of your words. This rhythm also helps to anchor your declarations in the present moment, grounding them in the reality you are creating. Another key aspect of speaking with conviction and power is emotional alignment. Words alone are not enough, they must be accompanied by the feeling of their fulfillment. When you speak with genuine emotion, you activate the creative energy within you and project it outward. This emotional charge gives your words their magnetic quality, drawing the desired circumstances into your experience. Without emotion, words remain hollow and lack the energy needed to manifest. Speaking with power also requires consistency. A single declaration, no matter how forceful, is not enough to create lasting change. You must repeatedly affirm your desires with conviction, reinforcing them until they become your dominant state of being. This repetition impresses your intentions upon your subconscious and maintains the vibration needed to sustain the creation process. To speak with conviction and power, you must embody the truth of your words. Your speech must be congruent with your thoughts, feelings, and actions. When there is alignment between what you say and who you are, your words become unstoppable. This congruence eliminates resistance and ensures that your speech carries the full weight of your authority. Speech that arises from an integrated state of being resonates with authenticity, and this authenticity is what makes it so effective. The force of persistence is the unyielding energy that dissolves every form of resistance. It is the quiet but unrelenting power that bridges the gap between intention and realization. Resistance, whether internal or external, is a natural part of the creative process. It often arises as doubt, fear, or obstacles that challenge your resolve. But persistence is the key that overcomes these barriers. It is not about fighting against resistance with brute force, but about steadily maintaining focus and faith, knowing that the act of persistence will wear down any opposition. Persistence begins with a decision to hold unwaveringly to your vision, no matter what arises. This decision is an act of inner authority, a declaration that your desired outcome is non-negotiable. When you persist in this decision, you train your mind to stay aligned with your goal, refusing to be swayed by appearances or temporary setbacks. The power of persistence lies in its consistency. It keeps you moving forward, even when the path seems unclear. Resistance often manifests as self-doubt or limiting beliefs that challenge your ability to achieve your desires. These internal barriers can feel overwhelming, but persistence allows you to confront and transcend them. Each time you reaffirm your commitment to your vision, you chip away at the doubts and fears that seek to hold you back. Over time, this steady focus transforms resistance into momentum, as your mind begins to accept your desired reality as possible and inevitable. External resistance, too, can seem formidable. It may appear as obstacles, delays, or opposition from others. Yet these external challenges are not indicators of failure, but opportunities to strengthen your resolve. When you persist in the face of adversity, you demonstrate to yourself and the universe that your commitment is greater than any challenge. This unwavering determination sends a powerful signal, aligning the external world with your intention and creating pathways for your desires to manifest. Persistence is not a desperate clinging to your desires, but a calm, confident assurance that what you seek is already yours. Desperation stems from a lack of faith, while true persistence arises from an inner knowing that your efforts are not in vain. This quiet confidence allows you to navigate the creative process with patience and trust, knowing that each step you take brings you closer to your goal. The act of persistence also builds resilience, a quality that strengthens your ability to navigate life's challenges. Each time you persist in the face of resistance, you prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming obstacles. This builds a sense of inner strength and self-trust, qualities that not only support your current goals but also empower you in all areas of life. With persistence, you become unstoppable, for no amount of resistance can deter a mind that is fully committed. One of the most powerful aspects of persistence is its ability to shift your identity. As you repeatedly choose to focus on your desired outcome, you begin to see yourself as the person who achieves it. This identity shift is crucial, for the outer world mirrors who you believe yourself to be. By persisting in your vision, you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with this new identity, making it the dominant vibration that shapes your reality. Persistence also requires adaptability. Resistance often presents itself in unexpected ways, and the path to your goal may not unfold as you initially envisioned. But persistence does not mean rigidly clinging to a single method or outcome. Instead, it is the willingness to stay focused on your ultimate goal while remaining open to new ideas and opportunities. This flexibility allows you to navigate around obstacles and find alternative pathways to success. The power of persistence lies in its cumulative effect. Each small act of persistence, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, contributes to the larger process of creation. Over time, these consistent efforts build momentum, creating a tipping point where resistance gives way to progress. This is the moment when the outer world begins to visibly align with your inner vision, confirming the power of your persistence. Persistence is an act of self-love and respect. When you persist in the pursuit of your desires, You affirm to yourself that your dreams are worth the effort. This commitment to your own vision reinforces your sense of worthiness and strengthens your connection to the creative power within you. Through persistence, you honor the truth of your inner authority and claim your rightful role as the creator of your reality. The realization that you are the source of all reality is the cornerstone of true empowerment. Every experience you encounter, every circumstance you face, and every person you meet are reflections of the inner world you continually create and project outward. The external world is not an independent force acting upon you, but a mirror responding to your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. This truth places the ultimate creative power in your hands, affirming that you are the origin of everything you perceive. Your consciousness, the seat of your awareness, is the source from which reality flows. It is through consciousness that you interpret, assign meaning, and give form to the world around you. This process begins within, as every idea you hold in mind gains momentum and expression through your focus. The more attention and energy you devote to an idea, the more vividly it manifests in your external reality. This is why the mastery of your inner state is the key to mastering your outer world. The mind is constantly shaping reality through the interplay of thought and emotion. Thoughts, when combined with feeling, become potent forces that shape the fabric of your experiences. A fleeting thought may have little impact, but a thought infused with emotion becomes a blueprint for creation. These blueprints, held consistently in your consciousness, take root in your subconscious mind, which then sets in motion the circumstances and events that align with your dominant mental state. Understanding that you are the source of all reality means recognizing the power of your assumptions. Assumptions are the silent beliefs that operate beneath the surface of your awareness, influencing every facet of your life. When you assume something to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, you align your inner state with that reality. The outer world, in turn, rearranges itself to validate your assumption. This is why self-awareness is crucial. Without it, you may unknowingly perpetuate undesired patterns. Taking responsibility for your reality is both liberating and transformative. It means acknowledging that you are not a victim of external forces but the creator of your experiences. This realization eliminates blame and empowers you to make conscious choices. Instead of reacting to life, you begin to act deliberately, shaping your reality in alignment with your highest vision. Every thought, every word, and every action becomes a tool for creation, and you wield these tools with intention and purpose. Your imagination, as the creative faculty of your consciousness, is the workshop where reality is shaped. The images you hold in your mind, the scenarios you play out, and the emotions you attach to them are the seeds of your future experiences. Imagination is not a passive daydreaming state, it is an active process of creation. When you consciously direct your imagination toward what you desire, you set the stage for its manifestation in the physical world. The awareness that you are the source of all reality also brings clarity to the nature of relationships. Every interaction you have is a reflection of your inner state, shaped by the assumptions you hold about others and yourself. If you expect kindness, respect, and love, you will find those qualities mirrored in your relationships. Conversely, if you harbor doubt, fear, or resentment, those energies will color your interactions. By changing your inner assumptions, you transform the dynamics of your outer world. This truth also extends to the concept of circumstances. Circumstances are not fixed or immutable, they are the outpicturing of your inner beliefs and focus. What may seem like an insurmountable obstacle is often a reflection of resistance within you. When you shift your perception, aligning your inner state with possibility and abundance, circumstances begin to shift as well. The outer world cannot resist the transformative power of a mind that knows its own creative authority. Being the source of all reality also means understanding the interconnectedness of everything. The boundaries between you and the world are not as solid as they may appear. The energy you emit through your thoughts, emotions, and actions influences the collective field of consciousness, just as the collective influences you. This dynamic interplay underscores the importance of maintaining a high vibration and cultivating thoughts that uplift and inspire. Finally, the realization that you are the source of all reality redefines your relationship with time. The present moment becomes the point of power, the juncture where creation occurs. By focusing your energy and awareness on the now, you access the infinite potential within you to shape the future. Every moment is an opportunity to align your inner world with your desired reality, setting in motion the forces that will bring it into being. As we come to the end of this journey, through the immense power you hold within, remember that you are the creator, sustainer, and ruler of your own universe. Your thoughts, beliefs, assumptions, and persistence are the forces that shape every experience you have. By embracing the truth that you are the source of all reality, you step into a life of limitless potential, where you hold the key to manifesting every dream and desire. Trust in your ability to shape your world, knowing that everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be brought into form. The universe responds to the energy and authority you carry, and through focused imagination, unwavering faith, and steadfast action, you create a reality that reflects the greatness of who you truly are. Thank you for taking the time to immerse yourself in this powerful understanding. The truth of your creative power is a gift that has always been yours, and now, as you step forward with this newfound awareness, may your journey be one of profound transformation. Thank you for your openness and willingness to embrace this message. The world is yours to create, and with every thought, belief, and action, you shape it into a reflection of your deepest desires. Remember, you are the creator of your universe, and the possibilities are endless.